Mr. Miyagi, warming up for the live stream. So guys, yeah, I've got a live stream today. I've not done one in a while. And yeah, there's a few different topics that I want to talk about. And you can see in the title here, JP Morgan launching JPM coin, Bitcoin private. I've got a coin burn, SafeCoin, well, you know, a lot of different Zcash coins. I've got a coin burn, so I'll talk about that. And there's an issue with fake Satoshi as well. So yeah, I want to get through all of that. So you know the drill, guys. I'm going to be getting through some of these stories because I want to talk about some of these stories. But if you are there, give me your thoughts on it. There's a back and forth. It's different from an interview. When I do an interview, I can't always look at the comments, and it gets a little bit frustrating because you do want to look at the comments. But yeah, this is why I need my coffee. I need my coffee because my brain's freezing. Okay, so there's a few stories that I want to talk about. I've got them all kind of listed up here in the browser. But what I can maybe do first, you know, one of the first ones I want to talk about is the JP Morgan thing. I don't know why I've got CNBC listed there. Maybe it's just the first one that came along. I want to look at a few different news stories about the JP Morgan thing because there seems to be a different kind of twist on the story, a different spin on the story. This is the problem when you get with news websites. So basically, JP Morgan and most other major banks have been against cryptocurrency for a few years. They've been against it, and yet they're now launching their own stablecoin. I guess it's there to tackle Ripple. But this is when you start seeing a little bit of lies leaking into what you would think is respected articles. I've seen a few people saying that they've always said that they don't like Bitcoin, but they like the technology and all that. And I'm like, did they? I don't recall that. I mean, maybe they did. I don't know. And there was a few other things I saw, statements that I'm thinking they're trying to twist the truth now. They're trying to change what they've been saying in the past. But we always knew that would happen. I saw this in news stories last year where major banks and credit card companies and all that were all coming out and saying that cryptocurrency was evil, it's for scammers and all that, despite the fact that at the same time these companies were investing heavily in cryptocurrency. They were hiring crypto engineers and developers, and not only that, they were secretly trying to invest in different coins and all that as well. And not only that, you know, the whole idea that cryptocurrency is the way that people are going to be using it to send drugs and all that is ridiculous. All the stats out there, all the statistics out there point to the fact that cash and legitimate banks, HSBC and all these big mega banks, all the drug lords are still using legitimate banks to move huge amounts of cash about. And it's a little bit frustrating when I read stories about that, because I've seen a few stories recently where it's something like, you know, they've siphoned or they've cleaned billions of dollars worth of money for drug lords, or, you know, drugs. Is drug lord the right word to use? Drug organizations, criminal organizations, and yet they got a fine for, like, it was something like 0.04%. 0.4% or something of the total money that they siphoned. So it's not like they're getting all the money taken off them. They made absolutely billions from doing this, from criminal activity, and it's not even a slap in the wrist. You know, there's no deterrent for them to continue to do anything criminal. So yeah, they talk about cryptocurrency being a dirty world, but it's nothing compared to the banking world. So I'm gonna move forward with the news stories that I've kind of got labeled up here, set up here soon. I just want to let a few people kind of drift into the stream first. So it's funny the way that YouTube works in that regard, as far as it lets people know at different times. I've had people saying that they got a notification of me being online like an hour after I started the stream. I don't know how it works. I'm hoping I don't have chocolate on my teeth here. Right. So before I go on, right, okay, just to kind of kill time before I go and talk about the news and the stories that I want to talk about. I'm going to jump over to Reddit and just look at some of the stories here. Now, as I said, the stories I've got listed at the top here, these are the stories that I want to talk about. These are the ones that I thought were important to talk about today. Excuse me, I really don't want to eat into the mic. Right. I really do find this subreddit to be hit or miss sometimes. I still check this a lot simply because I think it's a good place to see news. But you kind of have to read between the lines sometimes. You do get a lot of news stories, but then you get a lot of kind of, you know, the same stuff being rehashed a lot. Most of the cryptocurrencies are going to fail. Just step back and rethink what you're invested in and try to do it unbiased. Everyone thinks that their currency is going to the moon. Well, every other crypto is a shitcoin. There will be a rude awakening for the vast majority of us when we realise that we were too close-minded to see the flaws in our own investment. This also applies to me. That's actually quite profound. I'm not sure if I would agree with that 100%, but I definitely think there is truth in the mindset that a lot of people have. That a lot of people have the mindset that their projects are the best and every other project sucks. That's a very dangerous mindset to get into, and it's the kind of mindset that will lose you money. And I've talked about that before, the psychology of all that, because I think in order for you to make an informed decision for any, you know, to invest in any cryptocurrency, you have to spend time investigating it. You have to spend time in the Discord, getting to know the team, getting to know, you know, what the project is all about. But when you do that, you make friends, you get to know people, you get to understand what the project are trying to do. But sometimes you're a bit too close to realize that, you know, there's some things aren't right there. But I was talking to Jeff about this with SafeCoin. SafeCoin are launching their node soon, which means that it should be, you know, the chain will be very, very secure, and they're getting listed in new exchanges. And I was saying to Jeff that it's actually quite sad. I was thinking about the coins that I've talked about a year ago. So a year ago when I was doing live streams like this, I was talking about a lot of different projects, and quite a lot of those projects now, a lot of them are either abandoned, or they're a joke, or they've been proved to be a scam. Yeah, and it's a lot, you know, and that's only a year. That's only a year, which I do understand that in the cryptocurrency world, a year is a very, very, very long time. But I guess that kind of reinforces what this guy is saying here. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that most of the cryptocurrencies are going to fail, or at least most of the ones that are around just now are going to fail? Have a think about what this guy is saying here. I'm going to post this in the comment area, just so you can see it a little bit better. It's what I mean. I think there's a lot of truth in what the guy's saying. Oh, it's I can't post that comment because it's too many characters. Right, hold on. I'm not multitasking well here. Hey, see ya. Hey, Max. Most already failed. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Most have already failed. Is SafeCoin the same as SafeX? No. Different project. Now this is something I would agree with. There's a comment here from someone that says that network values, who is raised the most, is often not the most important. What is the point of all of this? And he's talking about this. EOS raised 4 billion, has a net worth value of 2.6 billion. Ethereum raised 18.3 million, has a net worth value of 13 billion. Bitcoin raised 0 and has a net worth value of 63.6 billion. I would agree with that. That is a pointless stat. That really, I mean, I don't know why the guys, maybe it's just trying to raise a discussion as to the fact that raising a lot of money for a project doesn't guarantee that it's going to be successful. But at the same time, it's kind of a meaningless statistic as well. It's it's kind of like coin market cap as well. I found that a little bit strange as well. When I was at the cryptocurrency conference, a lot of people were saying, like, what's the coin market cap of this coin? What's the coin market cap of that coin? And they were doing it almost to try and portray themselves as if they were an expert, as if this is the right question to ask. And it's almost like they're demonstrating that they're knowledgeable about cryptocurrency by asking that. But I've always found it to be quite a meaningless statistic. Coin market cap is one of the metrics that can be very easily manipulated, especially when any coin has forked from another coin. And Bitcoin Private was a very good example of that. They said they had 21 million or 20 odd million coins in circulation. They didn't, and that's why they now have to address that fact. But it was a very good trick to do at the beginning to get the coin market cap higher. Now I'm singling out them just now as an example, but there's a lot of other coins out there that have used the same trick. They've forked from Bitcoin simply to get the coin market cap higher. So you get a lot of these statistics being posted on Twitter and kind of pointless, really. I mean, really, what is it really telling you about it all? So there's more stories down here. Bloomberg editor says JP Morgan's cryptocurrency will obliterate Ripple. Is XRP in trouble? Right, so I've got the stories about JP Morgan up here, and so this is big news. I kind of touched upon it a second ago, but JP Morgan are releasing a coin called JPM coin, I believe it is. So right, I'll look at a few different articles and we can try and summarize what the hell is going on here. Rolling out the first US bank-backed cryptocurrency to transform the payments business. They've created the JPM coin, a digital token that will be used to instantly settle transactions between clients of its wholesale payments business. Only a tiny fraction of payments will initially be transmitted using the cryptocurrency, but the trial represents the first real-world use of a digital coin by a major US bank. Well, JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon has bashed Bitcoin as a fraud. The bank chief and his managers have consistently said blockchain and regulated digital currencies held promise. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but that's the article I was talking about there. If it turns out that the blockchain coin framework turns out to be a good one for banks transferring money around, then the JPM coin should absolutely obliterate Ripple. Think about it. Let's say you're in the business of transferring money. Why would you take on the exchange rate volatility risk associated with having Ripple as a bridge when you could have a fiat coin backed by JP Morgan? No brainer. Yeah. This is a little bit frustrating, obviously, because you've had all these guys over the last couple of years coming out and saying cryptocurrency is a fraud and cryptocurrency is XYZ, and now they're trying to flip the coin. Excuse the pun, but they're trying to flip it around and now say, oh, why would you use that cryptocurrency when you could use ours? It's because they want to get involved in the game, essentially. That's what I'm kind of reading between the lines there. I do think, however, despite how evil many of these large banks are, I do think that this could be a good thing. I think it's a good thing that major banks are now looking towards cryptocurrency, at least from the adoption side of things. I don't want the banks to come in and completely dominate cryptocurrency, but I think from an adoption point of view, from making cryptocurrency more mainstream, maybe these are the kind of small kind of things that we need to happen for that to become a reality. but I don't know. I hate the hypocrisy. That's the amount of hypocrisy that's came out of Wall Street and the banks, all their official statements over the last couple of years, which, let's be honest, was just scaremongering. That's all it was. It was just scaremongering. They were just trying to discourage people to invest in Bitcoin so that they could then get their, because they were running behind. They were behind the game. They didn't have anyone working on anything. So I definitely think there's an element of they were trying to catch up. And maybe now that they've caught up, now that they've got, maybe now that they're at the point where they can start rolling out products, maybe we're going to start seeing a lot of the people who say negative things about cryptocurrency will start saying positive things, but only about their currencies. Maybe. I don't know. But I do think this is significant news. Any way you look at it, I think this is significant that a major US bank is starting to use cryptocurrency to transform payments, as they say it here. Their words, not mine. It's interesting though. I think it's interesting that we're starting to see the banks kind of finally start to use it. So again, you have to siphon through all the news here. You have to siphon through the news whilst I eat. Right. This one looks interesting. Okay, right, let's see what this one's about. Oh, see the bloody notifications on websites now. See this, I hate these pop-up things. Do you want to have notifications? I just want it to default. Is there an extension out there that just defaults that to no for every website? Because I don't want to get notifications through my browser. Right. Wyoming becomes first state to give Bitcoin owners full property rights. Right, see what this says. Changes in the law empowering private ownership. This means blockchain companies will probably want to apply Wyoming laws to your contracts. Domicile here and have a physical presence here. Right, I don't know enough about how it works over there to see how significant this is. Why is this significant? Comparing Wyoming to New York, right, okay, Long was already forecasting a shifting of presence among market participants. Wyoming projects. So how does it work in New York? Does anyone watching from the USA know how it works in different states? In different states, you don't actually own the property rights. Is that correct? Is there any comments here? Let's see what the comments say. There's no comments, right? I don't really know enough. I don't really know enough about how that works over there to really comment on how significant that is, if I'm honest. I don't know how it works in the UK either, as far as digital right. I mean, I just assumed that legally, if you own the coins, you own the coins, but I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, it's kind of like pop-ups now, those kind of notification things. It's the fact that they're so big and they're so intrusive and they're so annoying, because a lot of the time the pop-up arrives at a different part of the page as well. It's like down at the bottom, then up high. Very, very frustrating. Right. I'm trying to keep this away from the mic. Right, coffee finished. I'm awake now. Now I mean business. The crypto community agree JP Morgan's new coin is not a cryptocurrency. Well, it's a stable coin, isn't it? It's basically they're just using it to transfer payments. Look at this. You guys can't see it. There's another notification thing at the top here for me to click away. It's private, not public. Permission, not permissionless. Based on trusted authorities. Verifying transactions, not trustless. Centralized, not decentralized. Calling it crypto is a joke. It's hard to argue with that, actually. It's hard to argue with that when he says that. I think, yeah, I think calling it crypto is a joke, because what he's saying there is it's really about it's blockchain technology. They might be using blockchain technology, but it isn't crypto. What do you guys think about that? Do you think they should even be calling it cryptocurrency, because it really is just you know, they're using blockchain to send payments within their own centralized system? I don't know. I'm still kind of torn by this, because I do think that in a way, the fact that major banks are now starting to implement cryptocurrency, it kind of demonstrates value in a way for cryptocurrency. In a backwards kind of way, it demonstrates value. It demonstrates that, you know, this technology can be used within the business world. And you think that would make things more legitimate for cryptocurrency. You would think that, but I don't know. I don't know. I need to read more about this, if I'm honest. Kind of form my opinion. So, right, I'm going to go through some of the other things I've got here. Now, this story relates to Faketoshi. And I didn't realize that, you know, apparently the saga has taken another turn over the last week or so. If it's using blockchain, it's crypto. It's just not my type of crypto. Well, this is the thing. I think everyone's got a different opinion of what cryptocurrency is then, because if you're just talking about the actual technology, then I guess technically what it is crypto. I don't know, because I think all these, you know, all these centralized coins that are being pushed by major banks, it's kind of getting into this grey area where it looks like a crypto, it acts like a crypto, but everything you'd expect from, you know, any other cryptocurrency, the rules are different. Certainly because, you know, there's so many people holding a certain number of coins. Like how is it the Ripple setup? Is it not like the vast majority is held by the people that founded the coin? I think that's how it works, isn't it? Right. So this is a story I want to talk about before I go too off topic here. WikiLeaks exposes Craig Wright's lies as Nakamoto saga hits peak Faketoshi. This is one of those stories. You'd think this was... See the whole Faketoshi thing? You would have thought that this was a story that was going to be in the news for like a week, and then it moves on and everyone forgets about him. This has been in the news, Faketoshi, and the fact that he's lying about who he is. This has been in the news for years now. Absolute years. This thing just grows arms and legs every time. It's just ridiculous. Right. I've kind of just skimmed through this article, but I want to read through it because I haven't read through everything line for line. Wright released a Medium post last week where he told the world once again that he was the real Satoshi Nakamoto. This guy does not back down. In the post, he also gives more vague reasons as to why he just won't move some of the Satoshi's Bitcoin from his original address. And more importantly, he took time to take a swing at WikiLeaks. I do not like WikiLeaks. I've never been a fan of Assange's methods. More importantly, I strongly oppose to criminal markets and bucket shops. Ross Ulbricht, not sure if I pronounced that right, and others like him are criminals. Right, okay. Fast forward a few days and WikiLeaks responded. This batch of documents was released to GitHub on February 11th, announced via Twitter. Craig S. Wright is a proven serial forger of documents claiming that he is the inventor of Bitcoin. He has been repeatedly caught. This has been independently verified by WikiLeaks at the time of his first claim and subsequently. My stupidest mistake was going to the Sri Lankan government in 2001 and filing this shit. it got even more surreal on... That's the thing, guys. If you ever follow his Twitter account, it's absolute madness. Every day he's trying to wind someone up. iBallistic Cat. What coin are you referring to? You talking about Bitcoin Private? Sorry, the comments are a little bit behind when I'm doing the stream. Right, so the paper titled Project Blacknet details you know what. Craig writes early sketchings of his ideas for Bitcoin nearly a decade before Bitcoin was invented. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin Private in a bit, iBallistic Cat, but essentially I believe that it's got to do... Basically, there's an official statement that I'm going to go through and explain about this, but I think it's more to do with the one-to-one, the fork, the original snapshot of Bitcoin Private. So essentially, if you got your coins by holding Bitcoin or Z Classic and you've never used those coins, then if you've never used those coins, they're not actually registered on the blockchain per se, and they will be burned. And I think it's tomorrow, the coin burn. So effectively, the safest thing to do is to move your coins to a new wallet. I sent mine to a different wallet, a completely different wallet, and I can always send it back to the Electrum wallet later. That's how I would handle it. You know, like, for example, there's Ionomy. The Ionomy wallet has got Bitcoin Private. You could send it there and then send it back, and you'll lose a little with the fee. But yeah, I'll talk about that after this. I'll talk about that after this. I just want to get through this. Craig writes early sketches, right? So essentially what they're saying here is that Craig Wright, 10 years before Bitcoin was invented, then he submitted these papers called Project Blacknet. So yeah, I'm not going to go through every single image here, but you can see things like this. But is there any evidence of this being real, or... I've got no idea whether there's anything that you can prove this is real. But, as WikiLeaks said, this guy is a serial liar, a serial forger, so who knows. What Wright didn't seem to realise, it was an earlier draft of Bitcoin white paper was already in existence from 2008. In the end, Wright's forgery contained all the changes and rewrites present in the October 2008 version, meaning his plans were doomed from the start. So it looks like he's come out with these kind of documents, but he's based on the revision of Bitcoin rather than the original one. Speculation as to why Craig Wright continues to push the idea proves to be varied. Ease his own financial worries by drawing investors towards Satoshi's vision. Yeah, I mean, that could be it. The Satoshi's vision project thing that he's got going. Maybe this is, it's his way of staying relevant. Maybe that's what all of this is. Why do you think this guy continues to post absurd things like this in the news? Do you think it's just because he wants to stay relevant in the cryptocurrency world? He wants to, what was it they say about any news is good news, as far as driving traffic to yourself, raising your profile, etc. What do you guys think? iBallistic Cat. Scammer's got a scam. Yeah, that's a good summary of it. This is a very quick and crude option for your iBallistic Cap. I've just posted it in the comment area there. It's the Ionomy wallet. Now, I'm not saying you should keep your money on this permanently, but if you're looking for a very quick way to solve this with the Bitcoin Private thing, you can download this app. Make sure you secure your seed and all that kind of stuff, all your private keys. Add Bitcoin Private. Add Bitcoin Private as a coin, send all your money there, keep it for a few days, and then if you want, you can send it back to Bitcoin Private in the Electrum wallet. Now, you don't really have to do that. Essentially, all you have to do is just create a brand new address in the Electrum wallet and send all your coins to that, and it'll be registered in the blockchain. But basically, the reason I'm saying that, the reason I went with sending it to my Ionomy wallet is because when I looked at a lot of the comments in the Bitcoin Private Discord, there was a lot of people asking questions, and then there was very few people giving answers. This used to be one of the most active Discords, but I saw a lot of people asking questions about this, and there was a lot of those questions were going unanswered. There was some people saying that the Electrum 1.1 wallet, I can't remember which version it was exactly, But some people were saying that that wallet had problems, and I thought, you know what, I'm taking no risk. I don't want to spend a huge amount of time with this. I sent it to the Ionomy wallet, and in the future I can send it back. That's the way that I dealt with it. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it, guys. I'm not saying you should definitely do it that way. I'm just saying that's the way I did it. Hi, Michael. Hey, Ozzy. Guy's a scammy bugger for sure. Yeah. Adams, see, you're saying he burnt his bridges at Bitcoin, then again at Bitcoin Cash, then came the incoming fork, and now he's at it again with anyone else. He does seem to be someone, you know, that wherever he goes, drama follows him around. Oh, what have I done here? What have I done there with my camera? Yeah, drama does seem to follow him around. So I want to talk it right. So I might as well, seeing as we were talking about the Bitcoin private thing there, we might as well jump ahead. I don't know, XRD. We might as well jump ahead and talk about the Bitcoin private thing that we were talking about. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I realise that Bitcoin Cash is a Zcash coin. I realise that they might be doing a coin burn based on that, but I think it's, I've not been following it word for word recently, but I think their coin burn, their upcoming coin burn, you know, to remove the different coins, etc., is related to this. So this was an official statement. I think I've mentioned this in a live stream a few months ago. There's probably only a couple of wallets that support Bitcoin private, so Ionomy is a good choice. Right, okay. Right, so this was a few months ago, official statement in Coinmetrics report. And, you know, I was talking to someone on Twitter about this, and one of the things that's kind of annoyed me about Bitcoin private, it's had a lot of scandals over the last year, right? But one of the problems that's kind of frustrated me over the last 6 months with Bitcoin private is that they do tend to fix things as far as they go back and they address it and they do big long articles detailing what happened. But the problem that I've had with this is that they aren't transparent. Like, if you look at a lot of exchanges have been hacked and coins that have been, you know, hacked and things like that. Most good projects come out and they say, listen guys, we're really sorry. Someone found a bug. This happened. We're going to try and fix it. Don't you worry. But that's not what they've done. And there's been like 2 or 3 or 4 different things that have happened with the developers stealing money. And then with things like this where they don't say anything. They find it out internally and then they say, right, we're going to try and keep this secret from the community. We'll try and fix it without anyone knowing, rather than telling the community because they're worried about bad press. And I think that backfires, you know, more than just being honest with the community. So I think this is one of those things. They found out that approximately 2 million Bitcoin private were allegedly created during the fork. Right. So now to put that into perspective, there probably is only about 3.5 to 4 million total Bitcoin private coins. This again goes back to what I was saying about the coin market cap, you know, the market cap of a coin being kind of pointless, because this was a coin that apparently had a 21 million max cap, but because they forked from Bitcoin, they were including 17 million coins, even though none of them were claimed, which is ridiculous. But really, they probably only had about 3 million, 3.5 million coins, probably around that. So for you to say that now, well, if their original coin market cap was correct, 20 million, well, they've now got 22 million of a 21 million market cap, so that's wrong. But in reality, they had like, what, 3.5 million coins, and an additional 2 million coins were created, a large quantity. Now, this was huge. This was huge because I haven't been following the money. I haven't been following what's been happening with this, if I'm honest. I remember commenting on this a few months ago, but you know, what's happened with the money? Has someone just sat on the money, or has someone been selling that actively? Because that, you know, 2 million coins, if someone's actively selling that all year, that would greatly push down the price and greatly hurt the project. But anyway, I've talked about that in the past. I know I'm not covering everything. They do cover everything about what happened in this a few months ago. You can see their Coinmetrics stated they believe that less than 20,000 legitimate Bitcoin private coins existed and shield their addresses, along with 1.7 to 1.8 million illegitimate coins. So the fact that all of this happened around the fork, see the way that this project was started, the way that this Bitcoin private was formed, it's later on that everyone has really saw how dodgy the whole thing was from the start as far as what was going on in the background. And there was a lot of things that were admitted later on about what was happening during the fork. We even saw that when they sacked the founder, Rick Creighton. You even saw that where, at the time they were saying, oh, we're so proud to have him. But then a few months later, they're like, yeah, he wasn't even answering calls. He wasn't turning up to meetings. He wasn't doing anything. And yet publicly they were saying that everything was fine. So anyway, I kind of covered. I'll link, this is the article about, I'll leave it in the comment area there. I've got it in the description as well. That's the article about the official statement on Coin Metrics report. What we want to talk about is the coin burn. And thanks to Max there for posting this there, where he's 100% correct. The coin burn, block 480,000, is probably going to be tomorrow or the next day. So 16th or 17th February 2019. So yeah, it's going to be tomorrow at block 480,000. Max is saying there, so about 1,000 blocks to go with 2.5 minute block time. Should happen about 42 hours from now. Right, thanks Max. Can I just keep my coins on the Zelcore wallet? That's the thing. I'm not 100% sure at this point. I'm going to read through the article, see if there's anything else that I've missed. I kind of skimmed through the article and then I went onto the Discord, and there was lots of people asking questions like that, and I saw lots of them just weren't being answered. iBusted just moved it to another address in Electrum. That should be fine, because I'll read through this and this might explain it a little bit more. And I'll put this, if I'm skimming ahead too quickly, I'll post the article there so you guys can check it out. You can find the Medium website through their btcprivate.org website. And, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, I know that I was kind of criticising the project a lot here. And I do realise that there's probably some good people still on this project, right? For as much as they've messed up, I can't help but think that a lot of people in this project have probably spent all their time cleaning up the crap from Rhett and the other guys that founded it. And, they've been on cleanup duty, essentially, for a year because of the way that he started this. Maybe I'm wrong there, and maybe they have messed up in many ways, but a lot of the problems, if you go back to a lot of the problems as far as the money going missing, the website being held hostage, these coins, the additional 2 million coins being taken and all that, it's all from a year ago. So, just to give them some kind of olive branch there. It is frustrating though, as someone who mined coins and that for them, it is a little bit frustrating following what the hell's been going on. Michael just posted this on the Bitcoin private Discord. Coin burn happens at block 480,000. Make sure you've moved your Bitcoin private that you've gained from either holding Z Classic or Bitcoin through the fork. Initial fork from Z Classic on March 3rd, 2018. Only those initial fork coins are affected. All other coins obtained after the fork are safe. Thanks for that, Michael. I'll just kind of go through this anyway, just in case there's anything I've missed. There's a lot. Right, so this was posted a few weeks ago. There's a lot more than 2 weeks to go before our coin burn triggers. For those that may be unaware, there was a one-to-one snapshot that occurred on February 2028, 2018. Right. So that's like a year ago. I was doing live streams about this because I remember covering it live. Simply importing your private key into a wallet isn't really enough to claim your coins, as nothing happens on the blockchain. Coins that have not moved, including a transaction, since the snapshot are considered unclaimed and will be burned. Therefore, we've advised people at this time, as we do now, to transfer the Bitcoin private to a new address and in anticipation for the coin burn. So what is the coin burn? Why is it happening? What happens if you don't move your Bitcoin private? Right. So the whole article is basically explaining about that. But where's the part about explains what you do? So look here, at present we have a circulating supply of approximately 20.85 million Bitcoin. And from recent analysis, it appears that will be around 3.5 million after the coin burn. I hate to say this, right, guys, and I'm not one for saying I said so, right? But when I was talking to Bitcoin Private, and I asked this on Twitter, I asked him in an interview, I asked him lots of different times, I asked him in Discord, I was like, when are you going to fix the coin market cap? Because you keep saying it's about 21 million, but there's probably only 3 or 4 million coins. And they kept saying it's not a priority. We're doing the rebase, we're doing this, we're doing that. And it looks like eventually this has come round to bite them. I mean, it's good that they're finally addressing this. The reason that I kept bringing it up, and the reason that many other people kept bringing up the coin market cap thing, was because if they were saying, you know, there was 20.85 million, they're saying there, and it was 21 million coins, they were only giving like 1 coin or 1.6 coins, was it, for the block reward. The block reward was ridiculously low. This was a brand new coin, and they were trying to make it scarce. But really, they should have been dishing out lots of coins to get more people invested in the project. I think the way that it set up the block reward was really, really backfired. I'm just trying to find the part where they explain what to do with the wallet. They've explained what the coin burner is about, but they've not really explained exactly. They really should have just did an idiot's guide, a list kind of. Step 1, do this. Step 2, create a new address. Step 3, send it to that new address. But effectively, that's all you need to do, isn't it? That's all you have to do. You just have to create a new address, send all your coins to that new address, and then it's on the blockchain, and you're fine. As I said, when I was going through the Discord, Michael was talking about it was on the Discord there, but when I was going through the Discord last night, I looked at a few people asking questions. I didn't see anyone answering them. And then I saw some people talking about the wallet, and there was a bug with the wallet. And I typed into Google, I typed in Electrum wallet, Bitcoin private, and it was all these list of bugs. And I was like, right, hold on. I'm not going to mess about with this. You know, I don't know how long transactions are taking. I'm just sending it all to my Ionomy wallet. And then that's it complete. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to, you know, oh, is it safe? But I think what iBallistic Cat has done by just moving it to another address in the Electrum wallet, I think that's fine. I think it is. I think you'll be 100% fine with that. You know, as the article says, it's just about getting it on the blockchain. But it's, you know, one of the things, like my initial reaction to this, right? And I was kind of talking about this a little bit with Sia in the SafeCoin Discord. My initial reaction to the Bitcoin private thing was a little bit frustration, because I read about this a while ago, but I only saw the message. They posted a message on Twitter last night saying, make sure you move your coins the next 24 hours. And I only saw this at the very, very last minute. And there was a few other people that said this as well. And they said, if you look at the latest tweet about it saying, listen, move your coins, right? There was a few other people says like, oh my God, I don't know how, but this has just appeared on my Twitter feed. I didn't even know this was happening. So this is something that kind of concerns me as well. There's bound to be a lot of people that invested in Bitcoin private at the very start of the project. People who just bought Z Classic coins, or people who mined the Z Classic for the month before the project launched. And there's bound to be a lot of those people who said, you know, I'm not going to trade. I'm not going to sell my coins. I'm going to stick with the project. I am loyal. I am loyal to this project. There's bound to be a few people that have done that. And there's bound to be a few people who missed this deadline. And it's one of those things, I can see both sides, because at the end of the day, they have to address this issue. They have to address this issue with the coins. They have to fix it. They have to fix it as soon as possible. And the method that they've chosen to do that is the coin burn. I'm not sure if there's any other safer methods or any other methods that can do it more accurately. I don't know. I'm sure they did have discussions about that. But they've set a deadline. The deadline is tomorrow. But there's bound to be a lot of people that miss this deadline. And there's bound to be people who invested thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, stuck their coins into a wallet, an Electrum wallet, put it into a USB drive, and then, you know, they just put their USB drive into a safe or something, and then forgot about it and said, listen, I'm going to come back in a year, I'm going to come back in 2 years, and I'll see how my investment is doing. And yeah, I realize that you really should be following a project and seeing what's happening, but there's bound to be a few people that slip through the cracks here, and they don't do what they have to do today. I'm hoping this stream will help some people remember that they have to do this. Hopefully this will bring a little bit of attention to it. But it's one of those things, because like, what can the project do as far as they've been tweeting about it a lot, they've wrote an article about it, they've explained to people why it needs to happen, and they've told people when the deadline is. But I can totally see the other side as well, because last night when I was on my phone, when I checked into Twitter, I saw that tweet and I was like, oh my God, I need to move those coins, because I hadn't done it yet. So I can totally see both sides. I can see, you know, the developers are maybe hitting their heads against the wall and say, listen, we've told everyone, we've tried to tell everyone as best as we can. But I know, even just looking through the comments on Twitter, there was a lot of people, even just last night, that were like, oh my God, I didn't know this. I didn't know this was happening. Yeah, so I can see both sides. But what happens if some of those people who did invest a huge amount of money into Bitcoin Private miss this deadline? What happens if those people don't move their coins? And what happens if they do lose hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars? What happens next? It's interesting because I don't know what happens from a legal point of view. Bitcoin Private did a lot of things right as far as they set themselves up as a, was it a organization, as a corporation or something? I'm not sure. But if you've got a lot of money invested in a project and then you find that your coins just magically disappear, you know, during the coin burn, you can understand why you'd be pissed off. You can definitely understand that. So it's one of those kind of horrible situations where they're going to get a lot of hassle about this. The hassle is justified, but at the same time, what else can they do? So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that in that regard? Like, what if you were part of the Bitcoin Private team, what can you do differently in that situation? And again, there's probably some good people in the project now that are just trying to clean up the mess created a year ago. I don't know. Like, what do you do? Another reason, like, see, this is actually happening quite a lot right now. This is the next thing I want to talk about, and I'll be upfront about this. I don't know too much about this. I've been reading a lot about it on social media, as far as the Zcash bug. So there's been a bug that's been reported, and it apparently happened like 11 months ago or so. You can see the headline here: Zcash counterfeiting vulnerability successfully remediated. Now this affected all the Zcash coins. You can see 11 months ago we discovered a counterfeiting vulnerability in the cryptography underlying some kinds of zero knowledge proofs. This post details it. It was discovered by a cryptographer employed by the Zero Coin Electric Coin Company, aka the Zcash company. It was not reported publicly at the time in order to protect against being exploited prior to its remediation. Right, so I think this is I don't know if anyone here knows more about this, but I believe this is the one, the bug where people could create coins out of nothing. Okay, the Zcash company see no evidence that counterfeiting has occurred and might be discovered by monitoring the total amount of Zcash held in Sprout addresses, the Sprout shielded pool. As long as the value in the shielded pools are greater than zero, no counterfeiting has been detected. Right. Okay, key points, right? That's what probably... So, can I just say it's very hard to read, you know, try and summarize like 3,000 words and try and skim through it and summarize it whilst you're reading through it. It's very hard to do that. I didn't have time to read this article before it went live. Right, the key points. Thank God for someone who puts list points for idiots like me. Key points. A counterfeiting vulnerability was discovered, right? It's been fully remediated, right? So it's been fixed. The successful remediation for Sprout addresses was introduced by the Zcash company, right? It was specific to counterfeiting, and its exploitation would not have impacted privacy. It's not been susceptible to this attack since the sapling activation. We found no evidence that the vulnerability was discovered by anyone else or that counterfeiting occurred. Right, so basically they found that there was a bug. I'm kind of paraphrasing how I understand this here, but basically they found a bug that was there from 11 months ago, but it doesn't look like anyone has actually, you know, exploited that bug, which is a good thing, because a lot of time, you know, bugs, they're not discovered until someone finds this little loophole. So it looks like they found it, they fixed it. You know, I've been talking about it. I was talking about this with Sia today because this affects all the Zcash coins, all the coins that forked from that. SafeCoin being one of them, but you've got all the others as well, Z Classic and Bitcoin Private, like we were talking about, Bitcoin Gold and all that. And if I can find the official announcement, in fact, Why speculate? I'll just find the announcement for you. Just to explain how SafeCoin are tackling this. And this is the thing. This is something that doesn't just affect. This is something that doesn't just affect. Doesn't just affect Zcash. It affects all the Zcash forks. So if I go here, right, where is it? Where are you? Right. So this is how SafeCoin are reacting to this and how they're handling it, because this is something. Again, it's not something that seems to have been an issue so far, but any project involved in it, you know, in any Zcash forked project should really deal with this bug in case it is exploited. So this is what Jeff did. He said, and hello everyone, in response to a recently disclosed security issue with the Zcash sprout addresses, the Z addresses, we're accelerating SafeCoin's roadmap, proceeding with an upgrade that will address the security issue and provide many features. Phase 1 of safe nodes, that's coming this weekend, I think. First, we would like to make everyone aware that if you have safe and Z addresses, please move them to T addresses prior to March the 1st, 2019. SafeCoin Sprout Z addresses will be burned at this time. For the following 6 days, SafeCoin will be entirely transparent, at which point they will be taking the opportunity to verify our supply. Right, so Zelle updated a while ago. I hope Bitcoin Private has fixed this before the burn. Yeah. So as I said, before even reading the article, I knew that this was an exploit. It was a bug, and I knew it was something that was about creating coins. I wasn't sure if any coins had actually been addressed by this, but to kind of go back, when you've got the way that the ZK Snarks protocol works is that you've got Z addresses which are private, and then you've got the T addresses, and the T addresses are the default address. So if you create a new address, it goes to a T address, and that's transparent. The Z addresses aren't public. But what they have to do is burn all the coins in the Z addresses to make sure that no fake coins have been created. I was talking to Seer about this, and this was public in the general Discord on SafeCoin, and he says that at the moment I think they think is like 700,000 coins in the Z address coins. So you know, they've made this announcement and they're going to burn those coins. So effectively, if you've got money in the private addresses, you need to create a transparent address. You need to move it there. Then the coin burn will happen, and then I assume that you can move it back afterwards once the bug has been fixed. That's my understanding of it. I believe so. It's kind of like this kind of situation though. It is a good example of projects doing the right thing but getting no thanks for it. You know what I mean? Because I think the Bitcoin private situation is a little bit worse, because there's people who create, you know, because it's just affecting people who are just hodling, not people that were hiding money in Z addresses, just people that were just hodling their coins in a wallet. That's going to affect more people than the Z address issue, I think, which will be a relatively low amount in the total supply. I guess it's a good thing they can verify the supply. What's your thoughts on it, guys? What's your thoughts on this? You know, the same dilemma where I was talking about Bitcoin private there, it's the same with SafeCoin and any other project which is doing a coin burn to try and fix a security problem or a supply problem or whatever. It's the same issue in that you can notify people until you're blue in the face, but there's going to be some people, there is going to be a few people that don't see this. They just don't check the Discord, or don't check the blog all the time, or don't check everything. There's going to be a few people that don't see it. And because of that, there'll be a few people that slip through the cracks, and maybe they will lose money. I always hate hearing about people that lose money, but especially people who've did nothing wrong. You know, if you're just keeping your coins in your wallet and you think you're okay, you know, we've talked about that a lot with exchanges. Don't keep your money on exchanges. Don't keep your money there. But keeping your money in your wallet, you can still lose coins as well in different ways. So how are you guys anyway? I've kind of got through all the news stories that I wanted to talk about. I went through, to kind of summarize them all, I had a look through Reddit. I don't really know too much about that subject. JP Morgan, I'd say this is a major headline. JP Morgan are releasing JPM coin. Fake Satoshi is still being fake Satoshi, still going for it. And what else we talked? We talked about the Bitcoin private coin burn, and I talked about the Zcash exploit and how, you know, Zcash forks having to deal with it. See, yeah, the thing that really pissed me off about this whole thing is the fact that other projects knew of this and didn't share the information with other developers. Yeah, I mean, where's my water? I'm sure I brought water up here. Did I bring water? Oh my god, I left it downstairs. Yeah, this is something we see a lot, though. I would say that this is something we see a lot where, you know, I think in general we aren't seeing enough projects helping each other, and this kind of goes back to the very where's that? Like I talked about this at the very start of the stream, and I talked about this. Now I think it's such a short little poster on Reddit, but I think it's relevant. This guy's talking about most of the cryptocurrencies are will fail. He says that everyone thinks that their currency is going to the moon, while every other crypto is a shitcoin. And in that statement, you've got the idea that everyone is tribal. My coin is better than your coin. My project is better than your project. The coins that I'm invested in are better than the coins that you're invested in. And everyone else thinks that every other coin is shit. But that kind of mentality is perhaps why we're not seeing enough sharing of information. And Seer's right. When there's security exploits, people, you know, they fix it themselves. Fine, we'll fix it. They're fixing their own project. But they should really be telling everyone, telling all the other projects, certainly ones with, you know, that share the same code, etc. You know, ones that were forked from the same projects. Max, makes me wonder if some of an incentive not to publicize these coin burns well, to lower the supply as much as possible. I'm not sure. I mean, how has the other projects handled this, like Zcash, etc.? How have they handled it? Does anyone know how other Zcash forks have handled this? You can see why Coinbase is very selective on what they allow on their platform. Yeah. And the thing is as well, even I remember talking about it when they opened up Coinbase and they put their form there. To me, their form was designed to eliminate 99% of the shitcoins out there in the market. You know, even just the fact that are you public? Are you a registered company? You're not hiding your face. You know, I'm still not a fan of projects where everyone hides who they are. And this is the thing I still get grief for, guys. I still get messages about this saying, "Oh, this is bullcrap. How you won't interview us?" I'm like, "What do you want me to?" And you know what? You can't even put your face to the project, and you want me to cover you? There's a million other projects out there that are transparent and are putting their face out there. So why the hell would I cover your project? I've had a couple of comments like that recently from people, and they won't come on and do it. They're begging me for interviews, but they want to do it privately. In fact, I had someone recently like cover my project. I'm like, all right, okay, get the founder and yourself. We'll come on. We'll chat. We'll do a stream or something. And like, no, we just want you to do a video about us. I'm like, so why would it? I mean, it's like hitting your head against the wall. You want me to spend hours researching your project and do you like a free advertisement video essentially? Come on and talk to me. Show people that there's a human being at the other side. I just saw Sia's message in SafeCoin. That's another thing. SafeCoin's actually changing the algorithm again. If you're still watching, Sia, thanks, Sia. See the new 1927 algorithm? Is that increasing the memory usage, the memory requirement for mining? Do you know that? I assume it does. If you know if the 1927, I assume it requires like 4 gig or 3 gig or whatever it is compared to, I think it was 2.2 before. Any of you guys still mining? 3 gig cards under Linux, right? But 4 gig with Windows, and is that right? Zell didn't have a coin burn. I was referring to the issue inherited from ZEC and possibility of creating coins from nothing. So how did they deal with it then? how did they verify that no one had created fake coins? How could you verify that without burning? Like, is there any other way? I'm asking a genuine question. I genuinely don't know if, because whenever something like this happens, there's normally a couple of different ways to tackle the issue, and you know, the developers and the community have to discuss this back and forth to see what is the best way to tackle it. And burning coins, you know, that's probably one of the least popular ways of addressing a situation like this. Some people are like, just update the wallet, or just update the code, or just do whatever you need to do, but don't touch the coins. But how can you verify that? Certainly with, you know, Z addresses with hidden coins, how can you verify that the coins haven't been created? And I mean, if there is a way to verify that and you can fix the bug, fine. So see, you're saying, so basically SafeCoin, I don't know if any other coins are moving to this, but they're moving to 1927. I think primarily to tackle nice hash miners, I think. And some other, you know, I'll hurt any potential ASIC miners as well. 3 gig for Linux, 4 gig and above for any other OS. So that's going to eliminate your older 1050 Ti's, etc. Chown UK is going to be mining until the end of the week when his UK power costs go up. Aussie is still mining TurtleCoin after the fork for a few days. Perry, when it's sunny, he mines Zellcoin and Zcoin. Solar panels to the moon. Ah, nice. Lucky. So Periscope, do you know how Zcash dealt with that? How did they deal with that differently from SafeCoin? I hate to be rude, guys. I need to go and grab my water because my throat's getting sore. I'll be back 2 seconds. That wasn't too bad, was it? Yeah, I'm quite curious as to I'm quite curious as to how Zellcast tackled that without doing a coin burn. So Rito is a fork of Raven, discovered a critical bug in the open source code that created a split fork. Both developer teams worked together on this vulnerability and released updated wallets once secured. That's good. That's what you should be doing. So what's your strategy just now, Aussie? If you know, for anyone else who's mining just now, what is your strategy as far as, you know, you're talking about TurtleCoin, you're talking about Dero Gold, etc. Is your strategy to mine these coins and sell immediately, or are you mining them and holding them? Are you just going to hold the coins for a long term because you believe in the project, or are you mining them and converting them? The reason I'm asking this because there's still a lot of projects, and when they're profitable, one of the reasons they're profitable is that a lot of people are speculating. But there's always people who just mine and sell, and they convert it to Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever it may be. What the hell? I've just somehow closed Chrome there. That's not good. Right. I'm getting a lot of emails from someone. Just have to email them back and say, I'm live. Ozzy say, mining most coins. This is really, if I'm not looking at my browser now, I need to bring this round. Mining most coins long term, just trying to get dips in difficulty. Is it more, like, how competitive is it now for anyone that's been mining over the last year or so? How competitive is it now with so many people selling up? I assume the hash rate is, you know, significantly lower across the board now. China UK has gone down to minimal mining, most efficient settings, running a node and hodl. I purely buy Bitcoin during this dip. Only started buying Bitcoin during the prolonged bear market. That's interesting. That's a good strategy though. That is a good strategy. What are you paying in the UK then? What are you paying for electricity? I do think that, you know, there's been a lot of a lot of other people in the crypto world who I think, especially in America, they were kind of behind us in Europe, maybe by 6, maybe even 8 months, but they've now sold up all their equipment and they're now at the part, you know, that they're at the point where they can't continue to mine and make money. It's quite interesting how, you know, the change in the market just kind of snowballed to the point where no one could really keep making money. I mean, I think a lot of people are still feeling the effects of it, you know, from the point of view that I've still got a motherboard and what have I got there, 3 PSUs and stuff like that I need to sell. I really need to just have a couple of days where I list everything and I sell everything just to get it all shipped away and get it sold. Breeze Energy going up to 0.1299 kilowatt with People's Energy next week. What are you paying just now then, China UK? I think I'm paying I think it's 12.89 pence now. And that's with bulb. And they've put it up. Crypto Dave has got basically free energy in his farm lease. That's amazing. But the thing is, even with free electricity, if you don't have any mining equipment already, it would still take you a while to break even. Even, you know, disregarding electricity, it would still take you a little while to break even just to cover the cost of buying the equipment. It's different if you've already got the equipment. If you've already got the equipment, that's a different story altogether. But as far as break even though, it'd still take a long time. The GPU market is not something I've really been following though. I think that that's a lie. I've been following what's been happening with some of the new cards coming out with the RTX series. It's good to see that AMD are stepping up their game again, and they're coming out with some really interesting graphics cards that, and I'm hoping these AMD cards are going to push the price of the RTX cards down. Crypto Dave, it's set up for welding equipment, so it has 400 volt access. That's pretty cool. 0.14 kilowatt hour with Purple Planet. Is that the USA? 0.14. Aussie Tech, 0.24 Australian dollars per kilowatt, but I have solar powers that drives costs down. Right. I think, yeah, with solar power, you're going to get the free electricity during the daytime, aren't you? It's kind of like, see the whole mining thing. I don't have any regrets about doing mining. I don't have any regrets about getting involved when I did. I think the only thing is I kind of miss mining in a way. I don't miss having 4 rigs. For whatever reason, the more rigs that you've got, the more things that just generate problems. But I found it when I had 1 rig or so. When I had like 1 or 2 rigs, 1 rig, I wasn't really getting that many problems. It was a lot easier to maintain. You didn't have to juggle all the different settings for running multiple rigs. It just seemed easier to manage. I don't know, maybe I was just lucky in that regard, or maybe it's because I had it set up correctly. But I just didn't seem to have as many problems with 1 rig as I did with 4. And it's not like it was like, you know, a quarter less. It was like I had 0 problems. But even with that 1 rig, I simply couldn't justify continue to mine with it. But I do realise from my channel's point of view, one of the best things about my channel, certainly a year ago, was that I used to investigate all these new coins to mine. And it's very hard for me to do videos like that now because I'm not mining. I've kind of had to shift the focus in a way. But I used to like, you know, enjoy doing that, finding out these new coins, giving them a try, and then doing streams about it and stuff. But it's hard to do that now. It's hard for me to justify to do any mining because I know that when I switch on my GPUs specifically to mine, I know that I'll be running at a loss and it's actually going to cost me more money than just buying the coins. But maybe I'm being a little bit nostalgic here, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking through this through rose-tinted glasses. I don't know. It's one of the things, but I'm sure there's some of you guys that have sold mining that do kind of like, yeah, we'll see you saying that he misses mining. Yeah, but the thing is, even if mining, you know, came back and it was really profitable, it'd be very hard for me to justify to rush out there and spend a huge amount of money on mining again. Because I think that I understand the market more now and understand, you know, the certain times where you can buy the dips and it still works out more profitable than mining and things like that. So, but yeah, you know, to kind of go on with see your sentiment there, yeah, you do kind of miss part of it, despite the fact a lot of the time it was driving you crazy as well with bugs and all that. See, he's got a rig borrowed from a friend, but it's AMD and it's only good for Ethereum, really. Right. Yeah, when I said this a year ago, but when I built my rigs, I couldn't get an AMD card. There was just none on the market. Aussie Tech needs a new motherboard and CPU. GPU is not being used right now. I've got a motherboard there, but I think the cost of shipping it to Australia would probably disregard any chance of me sending it to you. Yeah, I've got them. I've actually got, I mean, I've thought about that where I should really just use one of the motherboard to just build a new PC, but I don't need it. I've got a laptop down there that works perfectly, and I'd have to go out and spend money. I'd still have to go out and buy a CPU and all that, so I'd be spending money to save money, if that makes sense. It's kind of pointless. I mined in the summer of 2018. I know. It's kind of crazy when I look back. Like this is like the first day in a few weeks where it's actually been quite nice and the sun is shining. But normally I'd be sitting here boiling, just sitting, sweat pissing off me. Yeah, like this room was unbearable. I had friends that come up and like say they were downstairs and they went up to use the toilet and they come up like, Jesus, what the hell is going on? Just get hit with this wall of heat when I went up the stairs. It's all good. It's all good. But none of us here wore any clothes. Oh yeah, getting parts. The irony is now you've got too many parts. I've honestly got a box of risers, and these risers were like £5 each, and I've got about 40 or 50 of them now. I've honestly got about 40 or 50 risers. If anyone wants a riser, I'm your man. But I've got a 1500 watt power supply there. I don't even know who would even want to buy that if it's not for mining. Who would want to buy a 1500 watt power supply? There must be someone. There must be a valid use for a power supply like that. But I can't think of anyone, because even if you've got two really good graphics cards in your computer, burning 300 watts or etc., 1,000 watt PSU is going to cover that. You don't need 1,500 watts. I'm sure I'll get someone to buy it eventually, but I can't think of any valid reason why I would need to use it again. I really can't. I must admit, your mood changes, doesn't it? See when it's a nice day outside. It's quite annoying actually. Yeah, well the power supplies, one of the 1,500 watts got a 5-year guarantee, so I've got another 4 years on that, but the other ones are 10-year guarantees, so I could definitely use them in the future, and all the parts are there, and that's all good. Also got an old i5. It's locked to one GPU. Won't load up if I put up any more than one GPU on it. It's doing my head in. Ah, that's strange. How old is the i5? I mean, the fact is you can run mining rigs with the crappiest of crappiest CPUs. So, yeah, that's a strange one. Unless it's some sort of setting. Have you tried it with Linux or something, or maybe try it with Hive OS? Try it with a different operating system rather than Windows. Maybe that would get it working. The power supplies I've got, Periscope, one's a platinum, the other one's a titanium. But yeah, I've looked at some of these reviews before, and the differences, excuse me, the difference isn't huge unless you're talking, you know, certain loads. I would try Hive. See, Ozzy, I went through the same problem as you with regards to the reasons I moved from Awesome Miner to Hive OS is because of Windows. Windows kept doing all these security updates, and Windows Defender kept raising everything as an error, kept saying everything was a virus. All you have to do is you download Hive OS onto a USB stick like this. You download on a USB stick, and it's like you enter like 3 or 4 different things. You enter like your username, and then there's like a security code that you get from your account. It's very straightforward. I mean, I would think, you know, start to finish, maybe an hour tops. An hour tops, I would say, would get you sorted with Hive OS. Maybe even quick. Probably, like, after I get accustomed to Hive OS, I could set it up in like 15 minutes. I think I set up my other ones really, really quickly, like 10 minutes even. Because essentially you're going in, you change it, you're installing it on this disk, you're flashing the image onto this disk, then you just go into your BIOS. Make sure the boot priority is your USB drive, of course. Boot from the USB drive, and then it's like 2 or 3 different things that you need to change. As I said, it could be like an hour tops the first time, because you're going to be looking through the instructions on the Hive OS website. You're going to be checking lots of different things because you're not sure of it. But once you understand the process, it really is a 10 to 15 to 20 minute kind of process. Really, really quick. Less than that, even 5 minutes. You know, you plug it in, you enter your username, and then you're good to go, because it syncs with your account. I still think that from a mining point of view, from a configuration point of view, I think Awesome Miner remains the best mining application I've used, without doubt. But it's on Windows, and that brings in all the different Windows problems that you get. So Hive OS was that kind of in-between solution. It's not as basic as Simple OS, but it did everything right. You know, it was a lot. I did find it a little bit limiting at first, because I came from Awesome Miner. It lets you do all these crazy things with templates, and if it does this, do this. If it does this, do that. And you don't get that with Hive OS. Certainly not when I was using it. But yeah, I would definitely give it a try. Definitely give it a try. I think I've got a couple of tutorial videos about it as well, Ozzy. Going back last year, there's probably a tutorial video I did at one point that explains how you set it up. I think I do have one there somewhere. I think. It's something to do with the Dell motherboard. Won't even go to the BIOS. Right, okay, right. So this is a BIOS. There was actually, I think it was, who was it? You know, I think in Windows it used to be you were limited to, was it 3 or 4 GPUs, and then you had to enable something in the BIOS. Which one is it you need? I can't remember the IP. There's something you need to enable in the BIOS to allow multiple GPUs. Let me see. Let me see. China UK's during this crypto winter, I'm slowly building up my Bitcoin position after selling GPUs. I think this will be a wise move during this dip. Yeah, if you can afford to do that, it's a smart thing to do. I mean, Bitcoin is the lowest it's been in years. Yeah, so it's a pretty smart thing to do. I'll look at this video for Aussie. LAG 1155 i5 23. Right, so that's a second generation i5. I'll post a link there for you, Aussie, there. The review is actually quite long. So it's not like a quick how-to video. It's like 45 minutes long. But it's more of a review about what Hive OS is about. It gives you a good understanding. I've did a couple of other videos as well about overclocking and about the update, the improved UI. There's a couple of other videos there that you'll see as well that I've done about Hive OS. But it might give you an understanding, a basic understanding of how it all works. But they've changed that operating system a little bit since that review now. They've did a few updates, etc. I can't believe it's nice outside today. I've been doing lots of running, guys. I've signed up for the Manchester Marathon, so I've been doing lots of running, and I've been out running. This is another reason why I've not did as many videos recently. But I've been out running in the dark, out running in the rain, out running in the snow. And yesterday, I ran 11 miles on Wednesday morning, and my ankle was a little bit sore. And yesterday I couldn't walk properly, so I still can't run today. I need to stretch it. It's going to be a couple of days until I can run again. The reason I'm saying this is that it's such a nice day today, and I want to go out running, but I can't go out there. I can't because my ankle is still killing me. And it's sod's law that I ran through snow, the dark, the pissing rain where I was shivering at the end of it. And it's a nice day and I can't go out running. Which is why I'm sitting here talking to you lovely people, but still. I must admit, see when anyone who's lived in the UK before will probably, or anyone who's lived in like kind of Northern Europe when it gets dark really early, see whenever you've lived through a really kind of dark, horrible winter. This one hasn't been too bad, but just being dark at 5 o'clock and all that. See when you've lived through that for so many years and then you see the sun coming out, it really does change your perspective on life and how, you know, it's depressing. Winter can be very, very depressing. I start fantasizing about moving to a warm country and getting away from it all. But thankfully the sunshine is coming back. It's coming through the windows. It's eventually got here. And everything is looking up. I was going to do... Right, guys, so I'm going to tie up the stream soon because I've actually got other work to do. Unfortunately, I do. Unfortunately, I have other work to do. I'm going to be sitting writing articles all day. That's how exciting my life is just now. I've got a huge amount of work on for clients, but I'm also doing articles for my own blog. They're very boring to write. They're very boring to produce, but you've got to make money somehow, I guess. But if there's anything you want to talk about before I head off, please do shout it out. We can talk about it. If there's anything you want me to check out, any news, any new coins, anything like that, anything you want me to share with the wider audience. Trump's wall. Is there not? I've not actually been following that too much. Is there not a standoff or something over there? It's kind. I don't want to delve too deep into politics. I hate them all. That's the way I look at it. I hate all politicians. top to bottom, they're all bastards. That's the way I look at it. I've yet to see one that I like. So I think that's a fair policy. My hatred is quite fair across the board. I'm not singling anyone out. I think they're all self-serving. He's looking to invoke some voodoo magic and make it happen. It's yeah. I try not to read about politics too much because it just depresses you. I saw a good video the other day though. It was the guy at the. Did you see the one? Who was? It was a video about the. It was like the Economic Forum, and it was basically all the billionaires in the world were meeting to tackle poverty. And this Dutch guy is just like, what are you talking about? He's like, all these people, you're all arriving in private jets and you're trying to tackle poverty. He's like, none of you guys are talking about taxes. And the guy basically just, just called everyone out and said, how come you won't talk about taxes? It's like, how come you won't talk? It's like, because you want to remain rich. And he just called them all out. It's really good. But, nothing will happen, but still. Do you plan on doing any group chats with other miners? Yeah, I mean, in what regard, Dave? I'd be happy to. I mean, as far as group interviews goes, as far as using the interview software that I've got that I pay for every month, I might as well use it. I pay for it. I'd be happy to host some kind of weekly meeting or a stream or something with you guys. That's the thing. I've been hoping to get more of you guys onto streams more often, even just for a quick half an hour or hour video every so often, and we do interviews and we do chats, etc. Yeah, I'm sure Knowledge. I think Knowledge has been working Monday to Friday recently, but yeah, we definitely get Knowledge back. Knowledge is always entertaining. But yeah, I'd definitely be up for holding, for getting group chats on. Red Panda, Brandon Coin, Seth Estrada. I've chatted. I mean, obviously, I know Seth. I know Seth well. He's a good guy. I've chatted to Brandon Coin before. I think it was on Twitter or Discord. I've not met him. I've not spoke to him personally, but we got on well. I don't think I've heard of Red Panda. As far as doing videos with those guys though, a lot of it just comes down to the logistics of the fact that I'm in the UK and a lot of these people are North America, and just my schedule and their schedule doesn't always meet up. Like I was trying to organise a video with Goose, for quite a while, and then I couldn't make it one day. I had to run my dad to hospital, and then he couldn't make it. He had something on, and then I'm in the UK, he's in the USA. It was getting very, very difficult to try and arrange it, and then it just kind of fizzled out. And that's probably the hardest thing, is that both sides need to kind of keep chasing each other until we find a time that suits everyone, which can be hard, especially when I think most guys in the crypto field as well, we're not just sitting on our asses. You know what I mean? We all work. A lot of us do contract work. I work online on the internet, and unfortunately I have to make other work priority sometimes because, quite frankly, crypto doesn't pay any bills. So yeah, it's just the logistics of it. But yes, I would like to get chats with other miners, but I'd like to extend that to you guys as well. I'd love to get you guys on. You don't have to show your faces. Audio's fine because you're not representing a project. I've got no problem with that. But I'd love to get you guys on if you'd want to chat about this and we all just chat about it. You can use an alias if you want. I really don't care about that. It's really just about contributing to the discussion. I'd be happy to have anyone on who's a nice guy, a nice lady, someone just intelligent, someone who can contribute something about cryptocurrency. I mean, I've said this time and time again. I'm not one of those guys that consider themselves to be an expert on anything. I think it's dangerous to even start calling yourself an expert on anything. But I know that in cryptocurrency, there's a lot of very intelligent people that I could learn from. And maybe once I get an understanding of it, I can dumbify it for everyone else and give you the idiot's guide to it. But I think because I don't have a full understanding of the development side as far as the technical side of it, sometimes I can ask the right questions, I think. But as I said, I'm happy to extend that to you guys. If any of you guys want to join me in a live stream, let me know. I'm happy to do it, guys. I'm happy to get it involved, to get it set up. I'm happy to get you all involved in it, to get you on, and we can chat about a particular subject. And I would actually prefer that. Like the problem I've got is I've extended this offer quite a few times to yourselves to come on and chat, and I do appreciate. No problems here. I do appreciate that a lot of people don't want to come on. They don't want to be on camera. That's fine. They don't even, speak in a group and all that as well. I understand that. I've extended this invitation to a lot of developers as well, but even getting developers on to talk about a coin is quite difficult. I really do love talking to the developers of coins, the founders of coins, the guys that are really pushing projects forward. And I do want to get more chats with those guys, but it's quite hard to get one, firstly, that's open, and then, firstly, even just someone who even wants to come on and chat. There's a lot of founders, there's a lot of developers, even the guys that contact me say, I'm the head of the marketing team, and then they say, I don't want to talk on camera, I don't want to even talk on audio. And you're like, you're the head of the marketing team, what are you doing here? So I've always met resistance when I want to interview people, but then they contact me, and as I said, they want to get a free advertisement, etc. But I've also had kind of the opposite. When I talk to Bitcoin private, I remember beforehand, they're like, oh, can you not ask about this? Can you not ask about... I'm like, listen, I'm not want to get anyone into trouble. I'm not trying to get you into trouble with your boss or whatever. But at the end of the day, some of these questions have to be asked. They have to be asked. And they're like, no, it's just I don't have authority to talk because I'm not in the right department. And I'm like, so... And I've said that a few times. I'm like, well, why the hell am I talking to you? Why am I not talking to the guy who does have authority to talk about this? Don't just throw me some numpty that's following a guide as to what they can say. I'm not saying the guys that talk to me are numpties. Obviously, it's one of those things, because a lot of other people, when you don't speak to the founder of a project, a lot of the time the person you talk to has been told, talk about this, don't talk about this, try and make sure they understand this, and and they're kind of dancing around what they're allowed to say and what they're not allowed to say. So yeah, that can be a little bit frustrating. But I'd love to get the real people on, guys. Usually the real people. I'd love to get the real guys on and just chat. Because at the moment, obviously, it's a one-way, not a one-way thing, because obviously you guys are posting comments. But it'd be good to have a group chat. I think it'd be interesting, like a chat show podcast type situation where like even 10 people phone in or join in, and we all just chat about different things in the news. I think that'd be fun. If any of you guys are up for that, let me know. I'd be happy to arrange something like that. I think that'd be quite entertaining as well, because all of you guys are interested in different projects than me. You all get different levels of experience, and maybe we can help each other, and maybe we can, maybe other people will find it entertaining as well. China UK, Kev, I'd be interested in getting some of the retail developers involved in a Discord chat. They're alright. They don't want to be on camera. I mean, this is the kind of thing. It is kind of frustrating. I do understand that some developers and some guys are really introverted. They don't want to be on camera. I do appreciate that, but I also think that if these guys want to get the projects off the ground, they do need to kind of step up and be on camera, or at least make themselves public. And I don't know. It's one of those things, because I think if you're leading a project, you need to wear many hats. You can't just be the best coder in the world. You have to manage people. And I do think there's a kind of marketing side to it where they do have to step up. And if they do want to get that exposure that they want for the project, they do kind of need to step up and go in front of the camera. And I do appreciate some people are more introverted and all that, and they don't want to do that. But Chris Kitsy from Flashcoin. Yeah, if you know someone who would want to come on and chat, I'm happy to do that. Safe exchange coin, I don't know what that is. So yeah, guys, if you know someone who wants to come on, if you want to come on yourself, please do get in touch. Please do get in touch, and we can arrange something. The more knowledgeable, the more entertaining, the better. Someone who's knowledgeable about the subject. And as I said, if China UK, if you could talk to the retail developers, I'd love to get them on. But ideally, I'd love them to come on. Ideally, I'd love them to come on camera. I'm looking to cover more transparent projects more than anything else. Crypto Weekly podcast. I'm not sure. I don't really have time to follow a lot of crypto podcasts and things like that. I just from a time perspective, I really don't have it. I'm working 6-7 days a week on my websites and YouTube channels, and I'm training for a marathon just now as well. And I go to circuits and I do different kind of other things exercise wise as well, boxing classes, etc. So I just don't have the time. Yeah, and the thing is as well, it's not like no one has to be charismatic. You know, no one has to come on here and be the most charismatic guy. You don't have to be sitting there with a suit on and, you know, be the most charming guy in the world. I'd like to think that I'm not someone that's going to attack anyone that comes on. If someone's taking the time to come on and talk about the project, I do want to ask them important questions, but I don't want to... It's one of those things. I do want to grill them in so much as that I want to ask the questions that need to be asked. But I don't think you need to be an asshole about it either. You know, I've seen the way that other people talk to some people in interviews when it's quite confrontational. And I think that sometimes that backfires more than anything else, and the other person resists, and then it becomes a fight, like a political fight more than anything else. I'd rather, you know, extend an olive branch and just ask people to come on and just give their opinion on it. And I think you get more from people when you do that. That's the way I'd prefer to do it. But they're all active on Twitter if you want to reach out. Yeah, I'd be happy to get those guys on if you want. I'd be happy to get those guys on. I mean, I don't know anything about them, though. I mean, I don't know anything about them. They might, I mean, as long as they're not people that just shell, you know, shit coins to everyone. I don't want anyone like that on. I really don't even want to give those people, that kind of person, a platform. As long as they're not scamming people. If there's anyone out there and you see you should interview that guy, but that person's scamming people or shelling crap coins, I don't want to have anything to do with those people. I really don't. But if there's intelligent people, good people that help in the cryptocurrency community, I'd be happy to get those guys on. So yeah, feel free to tag me or them and we can sort something out. It probably is easier with people within the UK anyway, as far as getting an interview sorted. As I said, sometimes, especially with people on the west coast of the USA, it can be hard because I'd ideally like to do interviews and all that through the daytime. But a lot of these people, they want me to do an interview like at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I'm going to bed. You know, it's quite hard. Thanks, Chown UK. Thanks for that. Yeah, try and sort something out. I mean, if you can try and persuade them to come on camera, that'd be good. I'd like to chat to them. And that's the thing. I mean, essentially, I'm giving any project out there that wants to be transparent and get on camera to talk about the project, I'm giving them a platform to do so. And to talk about why their project is different and all that. And as long as they're not too, you know, like, ours are the best project in the world, as long as they just sit and just talk like a normal person, I'd be happy to have them on. But as I said, this is the thing. You know, I'm saying to people, listen, just come on camera. I'll you know, you can talk about your project. You can tell us about what you've been doing. I'd be happy to have, you know, some people on on a semi-regular basis. And get them on to talk about the changes in the project and tell them what they've been working on, get their thoughts on things, but they don't want to do it. Maybe that's, you know, from my side, maybe I don't have a big enough audience, so maybe they're saying, well, it's not worth their while unless you've got 10, 20, 50, 100,000 subscribers. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to get more people on, guys. If there's people that you want to get on, including yourself, Town UK, if you want to come on, please do let me know. In Town UK, see if the Rito guys don't want to be on camera, but you do, feel free to just join me and we can just shoot the breeze just like this, and we'll just chill out and talk about crypto. We'll sort something out. But thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I know I've not been doing a lot of live streams recently. I've been trying to update my other channel more as well, which actually does make more money as well and has got more subscribers. But the main reason I've got a lot of work on at the moment, so I'll probably be doing more live streams on this channel more than anything else to cut down on editing, etc. But I'll try and do some more live streams, guys. I'll try and do more videos for you guys. Live streams are always the best. I enjoy them. I enjoy the live streams. I enjoy the back and forth. I enjoy the comments. And it's always a lot more fun. Thanks, Ozzy. Best of luck with the mining, guys. Hopefully Watching Miles was awesome. Yeah, and Zelcash is a good project as well. So I'd be happy to get those guys back on as well. All of those guys were really good. So it'd be good to do a catch up with those guys. Yeah, so right guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch up with you guys soon, but I hope you all will have a fantastic weekend. It's been a blast. And hopefully I'll get some of you guys on in a live stream soon. Join me for a chat. We'll talk about crypto, we'll talk about news, we'll chill out and just shoot the breeze. It'll be fun. Right guys, have a fantastic weekend and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.